Chris Weckelo, returning to you just for a few more minutes here that I had actually just remembered after recording my first video that there was a very important figure who I had left out of my previous video, and they can consider this once more as kind of an appendix video to add a little bit of added information. Considering the upcoming reenactments, which I'm going to be attending of the in April of the current year of the 250th anniversary of the battles of Lexington and Concord, and that it's the 250th anniversary of the opening of the American Revolution, and even the noted PBS documentarian Ken Burns will be releasing a new documentary about the American Revolution in the fall of the current year. I had forgot to mention the Midnight Rider himself, Paul Revere, was a Franco-American himself. His father was Apollos Revoir, whose surname Revoir had been anglicized into Revere, and he had been amongst the Huguenots, the French Huguenots, to come to Boston in the 1680s, along with Joshua Chamberlain's great-great-grandfather, Peter Faneuil's, Faneuil Hall fame, his Huguenot ancestor, the ancestor of the Baudin or Baudouin family that I had mentioned in my previous video, and others. Paul Revere's father, as I said, it was a French Huguenot who had come in during that same decade. I believe it was in 1685. And I had even rewatched a documentary, an older A&E, I believe it was A&E network from years ago, from the mid-1990s. It was a documentary about the American Revolution, and Paul Revere, the portion in which he was brought up, he was talked about was the narrator had identified him as an American patriot of French descent, and he would have been, of course, partial French descent because his mother was of English Puritan Boston background, but his father certainly was a French Huguenot. And and of course Paul Revere is not only famous for his midnight ride, but he was actually also somewhat more infamous for this later thing he was involved with, but something known as the Penobscot expedition, which a lot of people are unaware of, where there was an expedition that was launched from Massachusetts up into the northern reaches of Massachusetts, that at that time was part of Massachusetts, into Maine, to dislodge the British from British forces from near, I believe it was, hence the name Penobscot expedition. I believe it was the mouth of the Penobscot River, but to return to the point, to the point of this, Paul Revere himself was a Franco-American. So that'll about do it, and that is my appendix for the evening. So I will talk with you folks later. Bye.